Welcome back to our mini series. Previously, we have talked about how to prepare your child to read for reading. Now, I've gotten some messages of parents asking for a child that don't enjoy reading, how do you encourage the child to read? And like I always say, your willingness is commendable. However, it's important to also be aware that you need to put in the work, and that work must be done consistently, not just one time. So first of all, I would always suggest a routine. You create a routine, a reading routine for your child. This can be as little as 5 minutes a day, depending on the age of the child. And also, because the child doesn't enjoy reading, okay, to start from little time, like maybe 5 minutes, you progress to 10 minutes, you progress to 15 minutes that way. And also, another thing you can do for a struggling reader is to get books that are tailored to your child's interest. For example, if your child is someone that is interested in adventure, you want to get books that are adventurous for the child. Or if it's a child that loves science fiction or anything that has to do with experimentation, you want to get science related stories. And these stories, for a child that doesn't enjoy reading, shouldn't be voluminous. Okay, the story shouldn't be voluminous. You can start with simple sentences and books that have illustrative pictures. Very important. It helps with visual stimulation, and it just helps to keep them hooked on the story. Another thing you can do for a child that do not enjoy reading is to be the model yourself as a parent. Okay, so I mean, if you don't enjoy reading, you will not even know how to encourage your child to enjoy reading. So one of the strategies for an adult that I would recommend if you don't enjoy reading is to start with maybe blogs or newspapers. You can start with articles, or let it be something that is physical that the child can see you reading from. That it should be a book that the child can see you reading from before you go onto device. Remember, you're trying to reduce screen time for the child as well. So you want to do physical books. It can be even a children's story book. For me, I enjoy reading children's story books, so you can start with that, and you progress all the way to novels or motivational books, and let it be like a routine. Like I mentioned earlier, if for example you're reading for 5 minutes, you ask your child to choose a book that they want to read, and the child can read that book alongside you while you're reading yours, or both of you can read the book your child chose together. So you read first and the child reads to you. That way you're building confidence, you're building communication, and you're also building a love for reading and learning. Another thing you want to consider is the environment where you're reading with your child. You don't want to be reading in a noisy environment, because you're trying to encourage your child to read on their own as time goes on. So you want to create a cozy environment. It mustn't be a whole room, it could just be a corner of your sitting room or a corner of their bedroom. You just create something, put something nice. You can just use like what a decorative piece of alphabets to write my reading corner, or your child's name, and you just put reading corner. For example, you just say Kate's reading corner or Mary's reading corner, and put phones and things that can just make the child feel warm and relaxed in that environment. And then you want to avoid any form of distraction when you're reading with your child. Turn off post notifications, anything that will distract the child at that reading time. Remember, it's a routine. So you should communicate, you should talk to your child about the routine you're beginning. If it's a reading routine, you talk to them about it, let them know that, okay, we're going to start 5 minutes every day. I'm going to read with you. You get to choose the book you want to read it together. And I would encourage you to go with picture books. Very, very important, especially for children that struggle with reading. Okay? And for younger children as well, you want to start with picture books. They are visually stimulating, it helps with auditory stimulation, and it just helps with creativity and imagination. So I hope this was helpful for you. And one last tip is for you to also ensure that when you're reading to your child, you make it fun. You can use funny voices. You can also run your fingers through each word as you're reading, if it's simple sentences, just so that the child follows along. And then you can ask the child questions, what they think, what the book is about, how they felt, the author, what did they think the book was trying to portray, what didn't they like about the book, and what they liked about the book. These are some of the questions you can ask to keep them engaged in the story. That way, even if they're not interested in the story, because they know you're going to ask a question, they would have to put an interest in the story. I hope this was helpful for you, and I want to encourage you to start your reading journey with your child today, and the benefits are numerous. So just get started, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.